Hello, Daz Studio enthusiasts. This is Not From This World, and I want to welcome you back to my Daz Studio channel. Now, today I want to talk about how to use our preset pose packages for expressions. Now, if we go to the Daz Studio, you're going to see that there are lots of choices. You can buy bundles of expression packages. And I have to say I use them a lot. I have quite a bit of them. And they do cut down posing time quite a bit, which is super nice. But there's a couple of things I wanted to mention if you go the route of buying some of these expressions. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Now, I've got Milika here in her apartment. And I've got to say I was a little bit surprised, let's put it that way, when I put Milika into this pose because, man, it looks like she's got quite the booty going on. I promise you I haven't changed anything. No bubble butt, morphs, or anything like that. She just, in this pose, I guess, just kind of has a nice booty. But anyway, I just thought I'd mention that because in one of my other videos, I deleted that booty morph called, like, I can't even remember, bubble butt or something, and I got rid of it. So I didn't redo that and make Milika into a bubble butt. I just have her posed in this interesting way. But what we're going to do is we're going to zoom in and we're going to look at these expressions. And I've got to say that there are some expressions that I really just kind of use a lot of the time. And, you know, to find your expressions, all you need to do is select your character's face. And then on the head, you're going to, I had butt typed in there, you're going to just hit pose control. And whatever pose pack you have purchased and uploaded into Daz Studio is going to be in the pose control tab. And so see, if I scroll down, I'm going to see some various bundles that I've purchased, like shock, frown, flirting, smile, angry, afraid. And I kind of have Milika posed here. If I just kind of reset everything, if I restore the selected item, I can kind of play with this a little bit more with you. So let's kind of turn her head, get it back into that position that it was, because I just zeroed out her head and face. And it's kind of fun to play with this, but what I have noticed is really two things. When you buy these expressions, the first thing that you need to practice with is to be subtle. So, for example, if we're going to do this smile here, if I go all the way to 100%, the smile is really distorted, I would say. So what you need to do is practice at 57%, it looks more natural. And I often combine multiple poses. So, like, usually people smile and they smile with their mouth slightly open. So this smile morph doesn't have that. And so see, if I go all the way to 100%, she has her mouth closed. But if I drop down the same bundle here and go to surprised, I can kind of open up her mouth and then slowly draw back that smile into the position that I want. And so this kind of technique, I think, is really important, is don't think that you're going to take a pose and go to 100%. Now, with body poses, I just pose and then keep it at the default pose and then go back and move arms and legs and fingers and hands and that kind of thing. But with expressions, I dialed down the expression because I've just found out that they're a little bit overexpressive if you go all the way. So like for this, you know, depending on what I want to do, if I want Milika to be smiling, I'm going to play with several different dials. So you can see here I've got 3 dials that I've kind of played around with to get that pose. And I kind of like it. I can also just type in something like eyes, which I do all the time because our eyes are always something that we're posing. And then I can move her eyes into a better position. I hardly ever have my characters looking straight ahead. Sometimes they need to, but usually you want to kind of give them an eye position that's where they're looking away from the camera. Just looks more natural. And so I might have her just looking up a little bit. And I kind of like that. The second thing that you have to do is don't rely on your texture shaded mode. So when we are preparing to render a scene, I'm always going to do an iRay preview because I've noticed that under texture, the expressions may look over the top, but once I have it in iRay, I'll notice that they are more subtle. And so you can't go off of the texture view, kind of like you can't go off a texture view when you're looking at something like lighting. So we're going to have to do some tests. Now, right away, the lighting I don't like in this, but it might get better as it renders up. But you can see that there's some weirdo shadows on her forehead. We'll mess with that. We'll get that correct. But just looking at this pose, I'm pretty pleased with the pose. And so I may keep this pose and be completely satisfied with it. Let's drop this out and see what her little bubble butt looks like in iRay. See, it looks better. She is just so cute that I was kind of surprised. She's just arching her back or something, making that pose. But this is a standard pose that I just clicked on in my content library. So I haven't messed with this other than just kind of moving her hands so that it wasn't intersecting into her clothing. This is a pretty cookie cutter pose here. Now, I also know that quite a few of you express disdain when we are talking about these preset pose packages, but I really do like them. I like the body poses and I like the expressions. I just always tweak them. I'm always kind of dialing them up, dialing them down, kind of messing with them. So my suggestion is give them a shot. You know, some of you may not like it, but I've always said that the part of Daz Studio that takes the most time, of course, is posing. And if we can decrease the posing time by adding some of these preset poses and then dialing them the way that we like, it really can save a lot of time. So I understand those of you that don't like these presets. For me, when I'm making hundreds of pages of comics, they really help me out. And I use probably the same kind of pose package for expressions 90% of the time. Even though I have a lot of them, I still only use a certain set of them just because I'm manipulating them. I'm always changing them and using the dials to create what I want. So you can see I've got a lot of them. And just over the years, I've collected a bunch of these preset poses. I'm just kind of scrolling through them really fast so you can see how many I have. This might seem a little absurd. I like that some of them have little icon pictures to kind of tell you what or show you what they are. But no matter which one I've used, I always seem to dial them back. I wish they all had the icons, though. Those are very handy. But you can see I just have a ton of them. Anyway, I thought I would share this. I apologize for not posting videos on a regular basis right now. My life has been pretty crazy, but I'm going to try and get back in the swing of things. This summer has just been extremely busy for me. So thank you for hanging with me, for your patronage, for subscribing, commenting. I really do appreciate it. Let me know if you have any ideas that you'd like to see for videos. I've got some videos coming down soon, but I'm always open for suggestions. So let me know what you think. and if you have questions about how to use Daz Studio. So until next time, I hope you have a wonderful rest of your week and happy rendering.